Morning friends, happy Friday. How the heck you doing? Coming to the end of the week. Hope you've had a brilliant one. William donates to pub rescue mission, and the headline is correct, but the journalist doesn't give any context whatsoever to this £1,000 donation that William made. Kirsten Robertson, good Scottish name, you should be ashamed of yourself. So it's well publicised that William's official published income equates to £2,778 per hour, whether he's awake, asleep, being a good person, probably not very often, being a nasty person, probably more than being a good person. He gets £2,777 an hour, which is equivalent to £46.28 a minute. Just imagine that. Some people in the UK don't earn £46 a morning. Some people don't earn £46 all day. £46.28 a minute, which means that William's contribution to this pub, just from his published income, took him 22 minutes of earnings. 22 minutes. So put that into context. Someone on a normal salary, if they made a donation using 22 minutes of their income, it would literally be a couple of quid. So William's donation is the equivalent of a couple of quid, and the press are jumping on this like he's some kind of hero. Tricky, isn't it? It's tricky for this lot. It's not tricky for us on the sidelines because we can see what's happening via the power of social media. And if you're a royalist, and you think it's fair that William should receive that scandalous £2,777 every hour of every year, even when he's asleep, there's something wrong with you.
Yo, you cannot make this up. I'm looking at the news today, and the British media is straight up crying tears of joy because Prince William allegedly swooped in like some kind of budget superhero to rescue a struggling village pub. The headlines are doing backflips. William the Savior, secret royal rescue mission. So I clicked on it, right? I'm thinking, damn, did he buy the place? Did he pay off their electricity bills for the next decade? The locals need £395,000 to keep the doors open. Do you want to know what the future King of England's chipped in? £1,000. Bro, a single grand. I nearly choked on my tea. Let's do some quick back-of-the-napkin math here. This man runs the Duchy of Cornwall. That is a massive property empire that pockets him a cool untaxed £23 million a year in pocket change. Giving 1,000 quid out of a £23 million annual allowance isn't charity. That is the financial equivalent of you or me dropping a nickel in a tip jar, coughing loudly so the barista looks at us, and then demanding a feature-length documentary about our immense generosity. Like, imagine walking into your local, seeing your mate who just inherited half the county, and he hands the bartender a tenner and goes, "Don't worry, lads, the pub is saved. I'll take my medal now." You'd laugh him out of the room. But because he's got HRH in front of his name, we're all supposed to clink our glasses and toast to his golden heart. Regular people are out here working overtime, skipping meals, and pooling their actual life savings together to keep their community hubs alive. Meanwhile, Wills drops what he probably spends on a casual Tuesday lunch, gets £1 million worth of free PR, and the papers treat it like the second coming. It's hilarious, man. If you're gonna buy yourself a Man of the People badge, at least spend more than the cost of a second-hand couch to get it. Hold up, it gets even funnier. So along with his grand total of 1,000 quid, William sends a little letter to the pub. And in this letter, I swear to you, this man actually writes with a straight face, "I grew up in pubs." Bro, who are you lying to? You grew up in Buckingham Palace. Your grandma's face was literally on the money. What do you mean you grew up in pubs? Which ones? The Royal Oak inside Windsor Castle? The Crown Jewels Tavern? Come on, man. You want sticky floored at the local quiz night trying to win a £20 meat raffle? You've never had to check your banking app in a panic before ordering a second round. But wait, the cringe doesn't stop there. He also promised that once the pub is saved, he'll pop down and and pull a pint to celebrate. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Your Highness. The working class locals do 99.7% of the actual fundraising, busting their backs to scrape together £395,000, and your reward is watching a billionaire awkwardly hold a glass under a tap for a 5-second photo op. Let's look at the clock on this guy. Break down his income, and Prince William makes roughly $2,777 an hour, just sitting there, breathing. That means by the time he finishes his morning coffee and checks his emails, he's already out-earned the entire donation he gave to these people. He couldn't even give them a single afternoon's worth of his passive income. It's a total hustle, man. The royals love to rent our culture when it suits them. They look at things regular people use to survive, like a local pub to escape the crushing loneliness of modern life, and they use it as a cheap prop. For the price of a cheap weekend getaway, he buys global headlines praising him for being a grounded, regular guy. If he's a regular guy, I'm the Pope. Stop using our local boozers for your cosplay, Wills. If you're gonna act like one of the lads, at least put your hand in your pocket and buy a proper round. But look, if we zoom out for a second, this whole thing stops being funny and just becomes a massive joke on all of us. We are living through a straight-up crisis right now. Walk down any high street in Britain. It looks like a ghost town. Over 15,000 local pubs have vanished into thin air over the last couple of decades. Gone. Why? Because regular people are getting absolutely hammered by insane electric bills, rent hikes, and inflation. Normal business owners are drowning out here. And right smack in the middle of this economic nightmare, who is sitting on top of the pile? The Crown. These people own billions, literally billions of pounds worth of land and property across the country. And guess how much tax they pay on those massive inherited estates? Zip. Nada. Nothing. The system is completely rigged. If any normal landlord had that much cash rolling in, they'd be funding half the local councils. Instead, the money just sits in the royal vaults, completely locked away from the public services that are literally crumbling at the seams. And what do we get in return? We're supposed to look at a measly £1,000 handout and say, "Oh, thank you, kind sir, for throwing us a lifeline." Are you kidding me? It's our bloody money anyway. We pay for their security, we pay for their palaces, and we protect their untaxed wealth. Then they hand back an absolute crumb of it and expect a standing ovation. It's like someone stealing your entire wallet, walking back to you, handing you a single shiny penny, and expecting you to kiss their ring. This is exactly why the whole setup is done. We don't need royal charity, we need a fair system. We don't need a billionaire landlord pretending to care about a village boozer while sitting on generational wealth that could fix the whole area. Honestly, it's time to call time on the whole circus. Abolish the monarchy, tax the land properly, and let regular people actually keep the wealth they work for. End of story. Now, let's talk about the absolute scam that is the relationship between the British media and the royals. It is a total scratch my back, I scratch yours hustle, and normal people are the ones getting played. There is a literal system for this called the Royal Rota. It's basically an exclusive club of British tabloids and broadcasters who get VIP access to the family. And the unwritten contract is simple. The media pumps up the family's image, makes them look like saints, and in return, the royals feed them just enough gossip and staged photos to sell papers and rock up clicks. It is the ultimate bare minimum relationship. Think about a normal job. If you show up to work, sit in an armchair, wave at a couple of school children, nod at a plaque, and then go home to your palace at 2 p.m., your boss would sack you on the spot. But when a royal does it, the media treats it like they just negotiated world peace. The headlines the next morning are sweating through their shirts trying to hype it up. Kate Middleton stuns in luminous blue blazer while opening a community garden. Or Prince Edward displays historic duty by shaking hands with a firefighter. Are you kidding me? They're treating basic human motor skills like historical achievements. Meanwhile, what are the royals actually doing? The absolute least. They do a few hours of charity work a week, which usually just means turning up, looking sympathetic for the cameras, and leaving. They don't build the hospitals, they don't fund the schools, they just stand next to the people who actually do the work, steal the spotlight, and let the media paint them as the nation's ultimate caretakers. And why does the media do it? Because a glowing royal story is pure gold. It keeps the public distracted from real street-level level problems. While your groceries are going through the roof, the papers want you arguing over whether Meghan Markle looked disrespectful or if Prince George's shorts were the right shade of navy. It's a giant PR loop. The media builds the pedestal, the royals sit on it and do nothing, and regular working people are left holding the bill for the entire circus. If any of us tried to pull off a hustle that lazy, we'd be broke in a week. It's time to stop treating people like heroes just for showing up and breathing. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button like it owes you money, hit subscribe, and jump into the comments because I already know some of you have thoughts. And trust me, I want to hear every last one of them. I'm your host, Miles, reminding you to keep your tea hot, your receipts organized, and your comment fingers fully charged, because the drama never takes a day off. Until next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and have an absolutely fantastic weekend. Peace.